Okay, welcome everyone. Today's June 20th, 2020, and we're here with Tom Ryan and Barbara Engelhardt, his wife. I'm Kevin, Tom's son. These are some of Tom's collected memories. And today's topic is Barbara number 2, which is after meeting Barbara, what happened? And go ahead.
We did get married, but it was a process. I was reluctant to marry a second time. Had a happy marriage. I said, I was very lucky to have a happy marriage. A lot of people don't have one. And I didn't think I thought it was testing fate to try to have a second one. My father had done that when my mother died, and I don't think it worked out well, although he once he did it, he lived with it and he wasn't going to complain, but I don't think it was a success. So I didn't know just how about this second marriage. I was bothered by the whole thing, but we proceeded and we fell in love, and we hadn't seen a lawyer yet. So it was Barbara's birthday on the 3rd of May. And so we went to a restaurant, Cipollini's restaurant in downtown Loveland, and we invited her children, the ones that lived in the vicinity, and we had this nice birthday party, and we announced at the birthday party that we had decided to live together for the rest of our lives. No, the word marriage was not mentioned, but it's amazing. All of our kids accepted that we're going to live together. And but then we went to see a lawyer, and Stan Matsunaka told us that we could fix the paperwork so that we could keep our estates separate, and so we could get married, and it made us happy. We wanted to have a real wedding. The wedding was done by Wayne Nickerson. That's one that we were in the group of 20 people, new members. We were new members of the church, and we asked the new pastor, Wayne Nickerson, to marry us.
So a little bit before the wedding, there's one more story I would like to get in here.
I was going to say, there's the dating stories, yes?
The dating, oh, well. Okay, there's one I wasn't planning on telling, but now that you mention it, so May 3rd, and then in Loveland, there's a Loveland Loves Barbecue event that happens in June or July. And I think, were you living at my house or was I living at your house?
We go back and forth.
We can't remember. But anyway, we were living together, and our family was fine with that. But you know, we're kind of old, and it's not that common. Well, maybe it is now, but then even 10 years ago, it wasn't that common for two Christian people to be living in sin together. So we go to this barbecue, and who do I meet but several couples from Mountain View Church. And they were excited to meet Tom. And I actually told them that we were married, which was a big lie because we were living together in sin. But I was just so embarrassed about saying that I just blurted out that we were married. And now I look back on that and I think that is really funny. So that was one thing. And then the second thing before our actual wedding, even before we decided to get married, I asked Tom if he would like to go to Stowe, Vermont for one of my family's family reunions. Now, these reunions are held every 3 years. My name before I was Engelhardt was Koenig, Koenig. I was Barbara Koenig growing up.
That's a good German name, right?
Koenig, yes,
Koenig.
a good German name, which means king, by the way. And I am the youngest of 5 children, and my 3 older brothers and older sister have between them, maybe 15, 20 kids. We were kind of prolific. And so when we get together with the children and grandchildren and a few great-grandchildren, we went, there were up to 80 people in this reunion. So I asked Tom if he wanted to go. And as he usually says when I ask him something, he said yes. So we flew out to Stowe, Vermont, and we had a wonderful time. I had a wonderful time in introducing Tom to my family. My brother was celebrating his 80th birthday, and he also had a significant other because his wife had died a few years before. So we were all introduced to her. And so that was just an absolutely wonderful way. And my family all said thumbs up to Tom. And when did we finally decide to get married? I don't remember. But anyway, that was kind of the next thing that happened. And that was on October 10th, 2009.
So we were, October 10th, 2009. Barbara's daughter asked her, if you waited a year, you could have 10, 10, 10. And we said, we're too old to wait a year. And that's too long to wait when you're our age. So we now have a wedding anniversary of 10, 10, 9, when we actually got married in a church by Wayne Nickerson. And the whole congregation there, Barbara's brother and sister came, and Chrissy came, and we had, of course, Marie was living with me in the house, and David was living with Barbara in her house. So we had family members even living with us. And it was a big process selling my house, but we didn't sell it right away. We took it to our time and got rid of all the stuff. And Chrissy and rather Ginger and my daughter Ginger and Marie, both living there in town at the time, took over my house and staged it and got rid of the stuff and took it to Habitat for Humanity and just did a wonderful job relieving me of all of that. And they seemed to have a good time selling my house. And so once it was sold, I moved in permanently with Barbara. And the song goes on.
Yeah, we lived there for 8 years before moving to Good Samaritan.
So, and it was a good place. And we had a lot of family around. At least half of each of our families were nearby. And so we had a lot of dinners where we'd have 16, 20 people. And Barbara had a large living room, and we'd pull out the tables and have big dinners with family. And my family would be mixed with hers. That way the first time they'd meet often.
Yes.
Was in these dinners that Barbara would prepare.
Exactly, I remember that. That was on 6th Street. Barbara, you've lived in that house for 50 years or so, right?
I lived there since 1984.
Oh.
But the house had been in the Engelhardt family since 1946. And what happened was that this is getting into a whole nother episode.
Right, probably another episode, Barbara's house, right?
Yeah. And how I happened to move to Loveland and all of that.
Right, that sounds good. Yeah.
Something
Good. So
about that.
let's wrap it up there. This sounds
Okay.
great.
Okay.
Thank you very much.